Hello everybody, welcome to the JavaScript course. In this video, I'm going to discuss the window geometry. So for window, here it means the browser window. So I'm going to tell you the client width and the client height that are the sizes of the browser window. And I'm going to tell you the pageXOffset and the pageYOffset being the sizes scrolled relative to the browser window. Also, I will tell you the meaning of the scrollTo and scrollBy function, and I will tell you the scrollIntoView function that can help us scroll the element to a certain position. And finally, I can tell you that the scrolling can be disabled. Now, let us see the HTML file first. The HTML file has a number of things. I have a title here in the head, and for the body part, I have a number of things. I have a heading here, and then I have a long paragraph, and after that I have a certain image with ID called moon image. So this is a moon. You can see the moon here, and the image is very big in size, and I have to really scroll the web page so that I can see the whole content of the image. Also, I have to scroll to the right hand side to see the whole thing about the image. And then I have further paragraphs together with some buttons. Okay, so the button is about the action that I'm going to tell you. I'm going to do the scrolling by some certain values of the coordinates, and I'm going to show you the scrolling to a certain position of the document, and I'm also going to show you the way to scroll to the image top, and I'm going to show you the way to scroll to the image bottom, and I can show you the way to lock the scrolling by using this particular button, and I can unlock the scrolling effect by using another button that I will show you later on. And of course, I have to link my JavaScript file to the HTML file. The JavaScript file is just my script.js, which is put in the JS folder. Okay, and of course the image is put here in the same directory as the HTML file, and the hierarchy of the files can be shown on the left hand side. And after that, I can go to the JavaScript file. In order for me to use the strict mode, I have to say use strict on the first line of the JavaScript file. And now let us go to the window lengths. So I'm going to tell you some lengths. So suppose I have a browser here, and we have the viewport. The viewport here, it's meaning the size that can be observed from the browser window. Okay, and for the browser window, the top left hand corner is having the coordinates as 0 and 0 for both x and y values, and the client width is just the browser width that can be observed on the screen. So the browser can change its size, and the client width and the client height would change accordingly. So here the client height is just meaning the height of the browser window that can be seen from the viewport. And the pageXOffset and the pageYOffset are just meaning the sizes that is outside the browser window. So you can see that the text is having a very large area. This can include my picture as well. So the text and the picture can become very large, and for those large things, I cannot show all the things on the viewport immediately. That's why I will have some scroll bars. The scroll bars are shown here and here. Okay, because the things are too big in size, I'm not able to show all the things on my current viewport. That's why I have scroll bars. So the pageOffset and the pageYOffset are just meaning the size that are hidden from the viewport. Okay. So let me go to the JavaScript file again. So I can show you the browser window size, which will exclude the scroll bar. How can I do so? I can use the client width and the client height. So I want to show the client width and the client height. So I have to say document.documentElement.clientWidth and the client height. So we have to go to this element called document element, and from the document element, I can show the client width and the client height. So let us see the result. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see 512 as the width of the client, which is just the meaning of the browser window. Okay, so the browser window is just having this pixels wide. And for the client height, it is 974. So that means that the height from the viewport is just that quantity. Okay, so of course, when I change the size of the window, I can show the different values of my client width and the client height. Suppose I have this window size for now. The client width is now 606 because I have a wider viewport. And the client height is 724 because the browser height is now shorter. Okay. Okay, let us go to another topic. I'm going to get the current scroll position relative to the top left corner of the browser window, so I can use the pageXOffset and the pageYOffset to do so. So you can see that I can use pageXOffset and pageYOffset. So it seems like the IDE says that it is deprecated, but it is still able to be used for the current example. So if you don't like to use pageXOffset and pageYOffset, you can use scrollX or scrollY instead. Okay. So you can use either of these two values, pageXOffset or scrollX, to show the position of the scrolling relative to the browser window. And for the vertical dimension, you can use pageYOffset and scrollY. So let me try to use the first two values first. Save. Reload. Yes, you can see 0 because I haven't done any scrolling on the left hand side. And you can see that the pageYOffset is also 0 because I haven't done any scrolling from the top. On the other hand, when I do some scrolling like this one and that one, I will have another value. So the pageXOffset is equal to 752. So it means that the left-hand side is being scrolled. And for the vertical side, I have also scrolled by 720 pixels. So you can see that the pageOffset and the pageYOffset are just showing the values that are scrolled out. Okay, and the unit is in the form of pixels. Alternatively, you can use scrollX and scrollY. So let me show the content to you again. Save. Reload. Yes, you can get the same horizontal scrolling and the same vertical scrolling. Okay, so you can use these two quantities interchangeably. And the next function to talk about is the scrollBy function. I can scroll the web page by some X value horizontally and some Y value vertically relative to the current position. So let me go back to the very beginning of the web page. Okay, and let me show you how I can use the scrollBy function. Okay, I set up a function which is an event handler. Scroll by 100 to 200. Where is it? So it is just this one, this button. Okay, this button. So when I click on this button, I'm able to scroll my web page by 100 pixels to the right and 200 pixels to the bottom. Save. Reload. Yes, let me go to the button. So you can see that my scrolling is 100 pixels to the right and 200 pixels to the bottom compared to my previous viewport location. Okay, so that is the meaning of the scrollBy function. I scroll the web page by these two quantities to the right and to the bottom relative to the current position. Okay. And the next topic to talk about is the scrollTo function. The scrollTo function can help me to move the location to the absolute coordinate as measured from the document top left-hand corner. So the scrollTo function is related to the absolute coordinates of the document, okay? So let us try this example. So I have to set up my event handler for this part, scroll to 300 and 700. So let us see the result. Save. Reload the page. Okay, when I click on the button called scroll to 300 and 700, you can see that I can go to this position. So this top left-hand corner is actually the coordinate of the given value called 300 to the right and 700 to the bottom, according to the document's top left-hand corner. Okay. So the document is that one. Okay, the document top left-hand corner is this part. So I just go 300 pixels to the right and 700 pixels to the bottom to get that particular point that I can go to. Okay. So the point refers to the top left-hand corner that I can show on the document when I click on that button. So for this top left-hand corner, I have moved 300 pixels to the right and 700 pixels to the bottom, okay, compared to the top left-hand corner of the document, okay. And the next function to talk about is the scrollIntoView function. So I have to enter something into the function. If I don't put anything, it means that I want to scroll into the view of some element on top of it. If I say false here, it means that I want to scroll to the bottom of that element. So let us see an example. I want to scroll to the image top by using this event handler function. I want to scroll to the image bottom by using another event handler function. So let us do these two functions for you. So my image here is just meaning the ID here, moon image, which is just this particular picture, okay? And I want to get this picture and then I want to scroll into view. So when I don't put anything into the brackets, it means that I want to put my scrolling location to the top of the element, which is my image. So let us see the result. Save. Reload. So when I click on that button, you can see that I can go to the top of the image. So when I just put my scroll bar a little bit up, you can see the top border of my image. Okay, so that means I'm able to put my scrolling to the top of the image or my element in concern. Okay. On the other hand, if I want to put the scrolling to fill the bottom of the image, I can do something like this, which is similar to the current function. Okay, I set up another function called scrollIntoView underscore false. So I'm going to refer to this particular button. So when I click on that button, I'm able to go to the image bottom. So I can get the same image again, and I can scroll into view false so that I can see the bottom of the image. Save. Reload, and when I click on that button, you can see that I can go to the bottom of the image. So when I scroll down a little bit, you can see the bottom edge. Okay, that means I'm able to go to the bottom of the element in concern by using the scrollIntoView false function. Okay, and then I'm going to tell you the way to lock the screen by stopping any scrolling further. So I can do something like this for now. Okay, I can refer to this particular button shown here, lock scrolling, and I can make a certain event handler function here. So when I click on that button, I'm able to call this event handler function. So I say document.body.style.overflow equals hidden. So I don't allow overflow. That means I'm not able to show the scroll bars. So let us see the result. save, reload, and when I click on it, you can see that the scroll bars are gone. That means I'm not able to scroll the web page. Okay. On the other hand, if I want to unlock the scrolling, I can do something similar to it. I just create another function, and this event handler function has this value: document.body.style.overflow equals an empty string. That means I don't put hidden in the string, and then I will be able to unlock scrolling when I click on that button. Save, reload. So first I click on the lock scrolling button. You can see that the scroll bars are gone, and when I click on unlock scrolling again, you can see that the scroll bars are still present. That means I can do the unlocking of the scrolling by setting the overflow property as an empty string. Okay. So this video has already talked about so many things about the window geometry. I can see the clientWidth and the clientHeight, and I can use pageXOffset and pageYOffset to show the scroll position relative to the browser window. Of course, you can also use scrollX or scrollY to show the scrolling position relative to the browser window. And I can use the scrollBy function to scroll the web page relative to my current position on the viewport. And also I can use the scrollTo function to move my scrolling to a certain location according to the absolute coordinates of the document's top left corner. Okay. And I can use the scrollIntoView function to help me scroll to the top or to the bottom of a certain element. If I want to scroll into the bottom of the element, I have to say false in the function argument. Okay. And of course, I can also do the locking of the scrolling by setting the overflow value to be hidden. If I want to set the unlocking of the scrolling, I have to say the overflow property to have an empty string as the value. This is the end of the video. If you have any questions about my video, please leave your questions on the comment section below the video. If you like this video, please give me a like and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.